Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. You guys, we actually have a massive Ethereum bomb that was just dropped. And I think this is going to pump ETH. Not in a good way, though. But again, I'm invested in ETH. I have a bag. So I got to grift as ethically as possible. And that's okay. It's okay to want to make money on something that you've invested in or you've bought and you want to make money. That's an armchair. But it's okay, just as long as you talk about it. Okay, come on, guys. All right, anyways, we're here. We're going to talk about Ethereum. We've got a lot of things to cover today. And yes, shout out to all of you who watched the 3:30 p.m. PST video drop because the SEC is a hot mess. What they did was slick. But we're slicker. We know what they're doing. People like me know what we're doing. And again, I'm not the smartest person in the room. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. But the fact that you know what they're doing, what they're trying to do, they are basically rewriting, or they're basically creating laws so that they can win these lawsuits that they've created. We'll talk about that though. But let's get into Ethereum because again, this is all related. And plus two, we've got some exciting news for SHRAPNEL, for all of you gamer boys and girls out there. And it stopped raining in California. It did. I feel happy. But let's first get into this bombshell. Oh my. Make sure you guys smash a like because I really hate saying smash a like, subscribe, set alerts. So if you do that, I don't have to say it. Okay? Okay. All right. So let's get into this. This is a very, 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 very important story. So the title from CoinDesk, and I used to work for CoinDesk. It was a good experience. But Prometheum, the only US registered crypto platform, picks Ethereum, as its first product. First and foremost, I don't like when people say Ether. It sounds ridiculous. Second, Prometheum reminds me of Prometheum cream when I used to work in healthcare, and that was for people with scabies. So they're just a bunch of scabies over there. And it's kind of funny that they're the only US registered crypto platform. And since they've been registered, they've never dropped anything or done anything. So it's kind of weird that the SEC would approve special licensing for them when they wouldn't approve for Coinbase or any of the other company, or excuse me, they wouldn't approve for Coinbase or for Kraken or for Gemini or for these other companies, we had the crypto contagion with those other bad companies that could have stopped the FTX stuff. But the SEC didn't do that. So what is the SEC actually doing? Okay. And the cool thing about crypto is that we are able to expose all of this corruption because we're such a small knit community that we're paying attention to all the potential laws and regulations that could pass, and we're focusing on it. So we're able to see all of these horrible things happening. And honestly, this is horrific. The reason why I think it is horrific, and no, I'm not mincing words here, is because we are talking about a brand new industry that was essentially created to give the power back to the people so people didn't have to suffer financially anymore. And now we're being crushed by these people. And again, the crazy thing about it is like when you look at all these regulatory bodies, like they were essentially put into place, allegedly, to protect people. I don't feel protected though. I don't feel protected that a bunch of suits are deciding what people like you and me can do with our money. That's not okay. Like I understand wanting to protect directly from scams and having laws like you have to disclose, you can't do this because this can harm this person, giving an actual reason why. But when it's just this big hamster wheel that's going around and around and around with the same people that are consistently profiting while the rest of us are suffering, that's not okay. That's problematic to me. And that's when I call stuff like this out. That's when we do, because it's important. So let's go ahead and get back into it. I'll give you all a reminder about Prometheum, because we did lots of videos about that in the past, but let's go ahead and get into it. So Prometheum announced Ethereum will be the first asset it will handle for institutional clients. Again, institutional clients, you're not an institutional client because you're poor. Basically, when I think about institutional clients, I think about like Fidelity and BlackRock, the big boys. I believe so. Like that's what I think about first thought. Other tokens will follow before launching trading options, and they're expected to launch in Q2 of 2024. So they're talking primarily about Ethereum, not Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin, which is interesting, right? Because Bitcoin is essentially the only crypto asset that is not considered a security. Ethereum is not a security on the secondary market. But really, other than that, we don't have any clarity on Ethereum. So if Prometheum is the first and the only US registered crypto platform, and they're talking about doing things with Ethereum, then Ethereum must not be a security, right? I don't know. I'm just reading between the lines here. And again, not a financial advisor. I am not a legal expert. I am a shock jock and entertainer on the internet. And I just like to count with you. 1 + 1 = 42 here. So let's give a little bit of background on the Prometheum people. So they're the first and only special purpose crypto broker dealer licensed under the SEC rules. Why not Coinbase? Why not Coinbase? Coinbase works with ICE. They help liquidate crypto holdings from the big boys like the Silk Road stuff. They're custodian for multiple different Bitcoin spot ETFs, I believe. So why not Coinbase? And yes, we are partnered with Coinbase. We have a ref link that we show. Okay. But I want to know, why not Coinbase? Why? Why these people that no one's even heard about? Just some food for thought, okay? December 2023, they obtained approval to clear and settle digital asset securities trade. So is Ethereum a security or not? Or they want to make it a security. The first firm to attempt to go through the SEC compliance hurdles to set itself up as a special purpose broker dealer under crypto custodian through Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA. They want to launch a platform that is similar to a regular exchange, but with fewer compliance requirements. So that's great that they want to launch an exchange. But why were they approved to do this, but not the ones that we have existing? Because Coinbase has infrastructure, Kraken has infrastructure. A lot of these companies do. So what's the problem with them? And Coinbase is also a public company. So why couldn't the SEC say, you know what, do these Coinbase and you can get the same type of license? And the reason why I'm using Coinbase is because one of the biggest well-known exchanges in America that didn't get caught up in the crypto contagion. So that's why I'm a little bit curious. Okay. And I'm just bringing these ideas up because I want you guys to take, after you listen to the show and you smash the like, subscribe, set alerts. But what I want you to do is I really want you to think about it. Why? Why are we getting this entity, Prometheum, that nobody's ever heard about before? Why are they getting this special license? Why? So let's talk about a couple side notes here. Boring Sleuth claims that Prometheum is reliant on the CCP and entities like Waxing Blockchain Labs. They say that the CCP invested in Ethereum in its pre-ICO days, which that's fine. They can, because true decentralized economy. They also claim that Ethereum Foundation and Vitalik's wallets set up by CCP ran Waxing, and Vitalik is the chief scientist at Waxing. So they're all related. All these companies are related. I think they got investment money from them as well. I'm not 100% sure. But why? Why are we seeing this happen? Why are we seeing insiders get special treatment? Because the last time I checked, that's not legal. Everybody deserves to get a fair shot. Okay. So I want to know why. I want to know why we're seeing this happen, okay? Because I bet you if I wanted to start a crypto exchange, first off, I don't have enough capital to do it now. Second off, I don't want that responsibility. Third off, I want to be able to get it. Coinbase can't even get it, and they've got industry connections. The Gemini twins, they've got money and industry connections. They can't get it. So if this does in fact happen, we will see the Ethereum spot ETF launch a little bit sooner. That's my personal opinion. Before we get into the price action with Ethereum and other things that are going on, I want to pull up this tweet that I just commented on. This is in regards to the Ethereum spot ETF. What is going on? What's going on? Oh boy. Yeah, so we are actually going to be going live on Killer Whales is going to be live tomorrow, and it's going to be fun. I'm excited, but it's going to be fun. But anyways, I want to show you guys this tweet. So this is from Mr. James, Mr. J. I'm going to call him James CIPHER. That's what I want to call him. But anyways, he says, my base case is that the SEC won't allow Ethereum staking in the potential spot Ethereum ETFs, but time will tell. And he's quote tweeting Scott Johnson. Scott Johnson said this, interesting, adding staking component in brackets. I can't read that, that's small. A sponsor may from time to time stake a portion of the trust assets through one or more third-party staking providers. The sponsor generally expects the staking Ether on 6 trust cold vault balance in consideration for staking activity which the trust may engage. Okay, so basically they're talking about staking from Ethereum, okay? There's a big, long thing about this. Just this came out, so maybe we'll do a second show regarding this. But my question to James was this? What if it was classified as earnings? I have no idea. Feels like we need some base guidance that is nowhere to be found. So this is the thing. I understand why the SEC would not want to approve the Bitcoin spot ETF with the staking, because the SEC can't figure out if staking is a security or not, okay? Because what they did was we had the crypto contagion. They went after all these exchanges, but now they're kind of caught in the middle because, and again, we've talked about it multiple times, when you do not create laws or guidance, people just do things and they don't really know what's right or wrong or what they can and can't do. So they're just doing things. And that's the SEC's fault. The SEC is hindering financial markets. That's kind of like insider trading to an extent, or market manipulation, because you're saying people can't do things, but then you don't have laws put in place, but then you're not approving things because you can't figure out laws. So that's where it gets a little bit problematic for me. And I don't even know if that would make sense to classify staking as earning, but essentially, wouldn't that be earning? Like when you look at Bitcoin miners, the companies that went public, some of their earnings are obviously like what they're earning in Bitcoin. And then they sell those and they get cash and, yada, yada. They got to pay for expenses. So that's where my mind went. I don't know if that's how it works, but that's the first thing that comes to mind. Again, I'm just an entertainer, but that's really important to kind of think about, to discuss. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Make sure to hit that like. That's important. It's fun. But I do want to get into, the Ethereum price action, all that fun stuff. Let's talk about that because that's why y'all are here. Okay. So first we're going to take a look at Ethereum price action. Let's see what we've got over here. Ethereum is looking glorious. Very, very, very nice. Very, very nice. This is a nice setup that we're seeing. And this is actually, when I see setups like this shows me that we should potentially see some bullish continuation. Why? Well, this is the daily chart. MarketCypher looks fantastic. The link for MarketCypher is down below. MACD's bulk crossing and heading upwards. That looks nice. We have sustained the trend line, and our EMAs are still essentially stacked bullish, and they're getting ready to kind of reestablish themselves a little bit more bullishly, and that's because I like to see the lowest from the highest stacked. We're breaking out of this EMA tangle that we saw after that downtrend to about $2,200, and now we're getting ready to gear back up and probably retest about $2,500 with Ethereum. That's what I am seeing. I'm taking a look on the 4-hour chart. 4-hour looks fantastic. We broke above this resistance area at about 2380, and we're on our way up. We've got a little resistance here at 2436, but I think that we should be able to hit about $2,500. No problem there. Okay. As far as crypto bubbles go, everything is pumping. I think DYM, I think that was an airdrop. For Pudgy Penguin holders, I'm not 100% sure. And I really should have bought. First off, I was going to buy Pudgy Penguins when they first came out, but the business partner I had said, no, So we bought a bunch of other crap, and those are worth nothing. Okay, fine. But I think that was a Pudgy Penguin thing. And then I faded them again because I got busy. Also, too, Monero's up quite a bit, which is nice. What is it? 28%, I believe. Let's see what she's doing over there. 28.7%. Yesterday, Monero took a gnarly dump, which we'll go ahead and take a look at the chart. And the reason why she took a gnarly dump, because boys do that, not girls. All right, we'll just take a look at We'll take a look at Bitfinex because that's longer. So this is what happened yesterday with Monero. And this was an obvious play for quite some people. But Monero dumped all the way from approximately $165 to $101. Why did Monero dump? Well, because Binance was delisting it. Binance delisted Monero because we're starting to get a lot more harsh regulations in regards to privacy coins because people don't want you hiding anything. And they're going to say, well, you're doing illicit things or bad things or you're not paying your taxes, which is an absolute lie. Because I know a lot of people, everyone I know in crypto pays their taxes, and no one is, and people that I know are not doing anything illegal. They just want their damn privacy. They want the same privacy they can achieve with cash, but not have to touch that dirty money. So that was a nice play for people who long that. We didn't talk about longing it, but shout out to people that did. You got guts of steel, baby. Guts of steel. Also, too, I would like to just remind you guys that we are partnered with both Coinbase and with Coincatch. If you're somebody who is in the U.S., you want to use Coinbase. Coinbase has a Web3 wallet. You can go ahead and put your funds there or do whatever. But Coinbase is a great place to start. And they're also giving away up to a $200 bonus. But again, you need to read the terms of service, not your keys, not your coins. And if you're somebody with a little bit more of a risk tolerance, you can take a look at could take a look at Coincatch. Coincatch, they don't have KYC, and it's for my DGN people. They offer all the fun things that some of us DGNs like to do. And again, no KYC. I'm currently trading there. And if you want to know a little bit more about trading, you can take a look at AlphaU. It's a group, and they just talk about trading and options and all kinds of stuff. They will really help you learn there if you want to. So if you want to do that, great. It is in the chat. But as far as Bitcoin, okay, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Okay. Bitcoin is in a beautiful consolidation range. This is what I talk about. Like, I love to see ranges like this, because I'm like, oh, we're getting a little bit bullish. We're getting that breakout. Right now on the daily, Coinbase looks like it's going to break out, retest anywhere between probably about 40, 47. Looks like we're going to gear up. And again, we could just draw a simple, silly little trend line here like that. And even if we get that breakdown to the trend line, to the EMA is about 42.3, we keep popping on our way up. It's looking nice and healthy. So Bitcoin's looking healthy. Bitcoin's looking great. And another really cool thing about Coincatch is 100% of reserve of user assets. So basically they have 180.48 total reserves. They've got the micro hash. This also over here is going to show you the ratio of reserves that they have. So they're showing you they've got their proof of reserves. And it's pretty transparent, which I absolutely love. So that makes me happy. It's another reason why I enjoy using them. If you want to use them, great. If you don't want to, that's fine. But remember, they no KYC. And if you want to use my ref link, that supports me in the channel. So I think it's pretty awesome. Anyways, let's take a look at this next story. So this kind of goes back to what James was talking about prior. As the SEC delayed, this is the Ethereum spot ETF. The SEC just delayed Invesco Galaxy Ethereum ETF 100% expected, which I agree with him. It was 100% expected. We're not going to see anything transpire with this for quite some time, I think. He also says that he expects more delays coming. I expect more delays too. And the only date that matters for spot Ethereum ETFs this time is May 23rd, which is VanEck's final deadline. So this is just looking at the SEC's previous behavior, looking at all the ridiculous, silly goosey goose lawsuits that they have going on, and looking at the little open meeting they had yesterday. They're not going to be proving anything for an Ethereum ETF, spot ETF right now, because they need to get their ducks in order. So we will probably get that Ethereum spot ETF approved closer to the final date, just like we saw with Bitcoin. And again, I don't know if they can continue to delay this or not, but I'm sure that they will. So with that being, and this is Baby Yoda behind me as my backgrounds. But I agree with that. I agree with that take. And again, comments for the ETF are due in 21 days with a rebuttal period that lasts 35 days. I personally, if we get the Ethereum spot ETF approved, I'm going to really shoot for $10,000 Ethereum, but I'll start taking profit around 7,500, and I can't wait to dump it all. I can't. Some of my Ethereum I've been holding since like under $100, like $75, I believe. But anyways, and yeah, I'm going to grift as ethically as possible and make as much money as ethically as possible. And I hope you all do the same. And if you're brand new to the channel, you don't know what that means. It basically means we disclose, we pay our crypto taxes. We grift within the constraints of the law and the tax code, just like the rich elite people do, because we're not going to be able to beat them, but we can join them. And when we do join them, we are able to ethically give back to our communities. And also we did a really cool space yesterday with Kulo, and they donated $500 to the Self-Care Lab out of Montclair, California, which is the boxing gym I rock with. So if you guys want to donate there as well, I've got the link on the website. The kids would absolutely love it. Unfortunately, yesterday I got some really terrible news that one of our kids from Pomona, they're not doing well, and they got themselves in a little bit of trouble. And again, not excusing their actions or their poor decisions, but if you don't have anywhere to go, you're going to spend your time doing dumb stuff, bad stuff. Because I come from that. I didn't do those types of things, but I was around a lot of that. And community centers are extremely important for our children. Very, very important. That is a hill I will rot on, one of them. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Now, this story here from Mr. Richard Hart. Pulsechain versus Solana. Let's talk about it. Because Richard Hart gave a hot take. Pulsechain.com is better than Solana, which is why Pulse has been operating flawlessly. And, I love Richard, the way he talks. I love the man's ego. You got to give it to him. We love that confidence. We always love a confident man. He says humble. He's funny. He's humble now. But Richard Hart he seems like a very nice gentleman. I've had him on the show a couple times. But anyways, he says, which is why Pulse has been operating flawlessly since the launch. And the network's soul, Solana, was down for a few hours today. Again. Fun crypto fact, network failures and other problems quite often have no effect on price. Many have lost big shorting crypto's ultra death. Trading is normal death. This is me giving tough love and truth to Solana bros. Hey, Richard, I got some Solana. Don't forget me. You can tell the truth without fudding price. Okay, so Richard Hart came on record to say that. That's very Richard Hart of him. What are my thoughts about pulsechain? I like the community when they're nice to me. I'm happy that the community's happy. What do I think about Solana? I'm holding Solana. Solana's a big VC coin. I want to make money. Simple as that. But we try to give the pulsechain community a little love when we can. But now let's talk about pyth. Pyth Network unveils second phase of token airdrop for over 160 dApps. And I've told you guys time and time again, all you got to do is play in some of these ecosystems and you can get airdrops. You get an airdrop, you get an airdrop, you get an airdrop. And if I have to put my silly mask on, I will. Actually, wrong side. Then my nephew, well, it's D's, but it's for my nephew. Anyways, let's talk about the skinny over here, okay? Talk about the skinny. Okay. Where did oh, here we go. So the Pyth network is going to launch the second phase of its Pyth airdrop for 167 dApps. And you basically have to utilize a network. Pyth is an Oracle network, very similar to Chainlink. Pyth is a governance token, and enable dApps that are those rely on Pyth's price data for protocol operations, including transactions, asset valuation, and on-chain settlement. Apologies. The cold is pretty much gone at this point. Shout out to humidifiers. 100 million tokens, $47 million will be distributed. And dApps include Synthetics, Mango Markets, Bonfida, Helium, and PancakeSwap and more. So hopefully I'm going to get that airdrop because I just used Bonfida, which is essentially the Solana ENS domain, and they PancakeSwap. So maybe we got to do some trading on PancakeSwap. Get some SQUIDGROW. Also, the team said the purpose of an airdrop is to stimulate market participation, on-chain governance, and transition the network toward a permissionless, decentralized, and self-sustainable mainnet. I love that. I like that. I like that. One of the things I love about the crypto community is I love that we give airdrops because it's essentially like a stimmy check. And all you have to do is participate. So essentially, like, you're working in an ecosystem and you get rewarded for your effort. So I think that's awesome. And I love that Bonfida is partnered with them because I just got my CryptoWendyO.sol domain. You can see my ute over there. But it's really cool. I like it. And I love the way that we do that as a true decentralized community. It's really awesome. There's different ways to earn in crypto. You don't just have to trade. You don't just have to invest. You can simply, if you're a techie person and you like to play around and test new things, you can do so. Gosh, my Spectrum bill is so high. Yeah. I've got to get rid of that cable box and we're going to get one of the antennas because we don't use it. But anyways, let's get back into the news. See how my amazing people are. We've got 350 people watching. I would like a little bit more likes. We'd love to have at least 200, 300 likes. That would be great. And then shout out to TikTok. We got 100 of you over there. Let's get back into it. We got a lot more to cover. A lot more to cover, honeys. Honeys and bunnies. All right. So for all my hbar people, Hashgraph Association partners with Saudi government and commits $50 million to Deep Tech Ventures studio. Interesting stuff here. Interesting stuff. Is this a hbar thing? I think so. Figured out. Got tagged in this a bunch of times yesterday, so we're covering it today. Yeah, and it is and also to Karate Combat. They're on Hedera as well. I love Karate Combat. We'll always rock with them. They sent out some of our youth to Las Vegas for one of the karate fights they had. And when our children got to meet and greet with like the Diaz brothers and stuff like that. Diaz brothers are from Stockton, California. So our kids can directly relate to that because of different parts they're from in Los Angeles County. So I will always rock with Karate Combat. Anyways, the Hashgraph Association, THI, THA, will work with the Ministry of Investment of Saudi Arabia to launch Deep Tech Venture Studio. They will commit $50 million and work with MISA, M-I-S-A, to find investors to bring the studio's budget to $250 over the next 5 years, $250 million. In addition to Web3 and distributed ledger technology, DLT, so anytime you hear DLT, that's just distributed ledger technology, the studio will target AI, VR, robotics, and quantum computing. It will also provide training and assistance, including engineering, product development, and compliance. This is what I like about crypto too, is like all you got to, this is why I tell you guys, network within the industry. Network and talk to people, because if you have an idea for something or you want to build, there's money floating around. There's grants, all kinds of stuff. So do it. Just go talk to people, okay? The Ministry of Investment of Saudi Arabia will help to facilitate licenses and compliance and enable connections to government stakeholders and other partners. See, that's awesome. And again, I'm not like saying Saudi Arabia is like best place ever, but the fact that their government, people in power that are working with this foundation to essentially facilitate licenses and compliance and enable connections to government stakeholders and other partners is awesome. Can anybody tell me when the United States of America has ever done that? Bueller. They would never with crypto. Never. THA was founded through a grant from Hedera, and they aim to foster business growth and collaboration for the Hedera ecosystem. Wouldn't that be so nice if we didn't have a bunch of a-holes running our, we didn't have a bunch of a-holes running things in America? Because really, when you think about it, we have this community crypto that just likes to do things. We have public servants, and all we need to do is just kind of compromise. And there seems to be some compromise here. Like the word compliance, when that's thrown around, that gives me a lot of hope for the future, in other countries at least. And it kind of speaks volumes that this particular country is doing these things. Anyways. We've got some cool things to discuss here with our partners over at Shrapnel. So stick around for this. This is exciting. And also to you guys, when we have partners, they help support me and the channel to keep things running. So please stick around. But they've got a really, really cool announcement. So they're launching their STX1 tomorrow. STX is Shrapnel's training exercises, and it's going to be running from February 8th to 10th. Shrapnel uses the STX to help make improvements to the game and build. They're doing the STX1 competition, and it's their first public play test. Only extraction pack owners can take part. So that basically means if you want to take part in this, you had to be playing around with that ecosystem. And the cool thing about it is you can win a share of 100,000 in SHRAP, which is their native token. Hashtag SHRAP. Yes, my dyslexia didn't get in the way. But you do have to be in the top 100 on Sigma Extraction leaderboard to claim a share in the pool prize. First place gets 10K, second place 5K, third place 2,500, and then 500 in first place, $50 each. So basically they have 1,000 places, which is good. So basically everybody wins something, it looks like, to an extent. The game will take place in their map Yomi, YOMI, and then 12 players complete in each match. It's a solo for free for all, and complete missions for extra rewards, and available gear throughout each match. 3 weapons, 2 attachments, 1 throwable, and 1 heal. Everybody uses the same loadout. That's actually really cool. So I like it that they give everybody the same opportunities to do stuff. And in addition to that, another opportunity. If you're a gamer and you like crypto and you participate in these different ecosystems, you can earn and you can get things. So again, you don't have to be tech savvy to function in crypto. Okay, but I want to show you a little bit of the thing that they've got going on over here. And people that DM me when I am in the middle of my stream, when I don't respond, boop, I'm not going to respond to you. I'm going to block you. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Is it here? Oh, here. It's here. So basically, this is what it looks like. We did a cute little bit of editing here. Shout out to DGen Boy for playing. I'm here. I just had to fix the audio. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Who keeps asking me to talk on here? I don't want to talk to you. I don't know who you are. Just go. Oof. Anyways, you guys, let's get into the next story because we do have quite a bit to cover. So thank you to our partners over at SHRAPNEL. They help keep us afloat over here. Oh, I don't know what this is, but we don't see it. All right, let's see. Oh, darn it. Darn it, darn it, darn it. I can't see it. All right, this is from Substack. But basically, this is Coffee Club. This is the SoFi platform I've been talking to you guys about. We didn't. Oh, wait, here we go. There we go. Here we go. So shout out, DGen Boy is right there. I'm right there on the leaderboard. Venture Coinus is right there. So anyways, this is the really cool platform. I like it. Shout out to the Cryptonauts. But basically, what is Coffee Club? We talked about it before. It's basically another. It is another like a SoFi platform, kind of similar to Friendtech. But the cool thing about it is that. You actually, instead of having to use the apps, because the apps are just bleh, you get like a token gated experience in Telegram. So I've got one. We chat, we hang out in there, and I really, 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 I like it a lot. I like it compared. We've used New Bitcoin City, and we've used Friendtech and a couple of the other ones. I like this one the best. But again, this is my business. Basically, you get to trade keys and tokens to access a private Telegram group. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And we do all the creators. If you do have your own group, you get a share from key trades, 6% from buying, 4% from selling. And basically it's kind of like a paid group, but it's not really a paid group. It's just really great for networking. And also too, you guys, they have a token Coffee, and they plan to give Coffee tokens to users who held CNFT previously, DAO-FI, based on a snapshot from August of 2022. I don't know if I have that or not, but anyways, if you want to join, great. If not, that's your business. I should have put my ref link here, but I did not, because it happens that way, but I'm there. We're on TikTok, honey. We are on the ticky tacky over there. Let's get into the next story. Shout out to Coffee Club. I like it a lot. It's fun. All right. So this is what we talked about yesterday on the show with the SEC. I want to give you all a quick recap. Here. So SEC has adopted new rules for dealers and government security dealers. The vote breakdown was 3-2 with Hester Pierce and Mark Uida dissenting and Gary Gensler being the deciding vote. So basically Hester and Mark said, no, we don't want to do this. Gary says, yes, we do. But if you look at this press release here, and we talked about it on the show, the press release here says, I covered this for you guys yesterday. There was no talk about crypto. No talk about crypto. Okay. But they want to change really the definitions for government securities dealers and dealers. And a lot of people think it's for liquidity buyers and AMMs. And the scary thing about it is, like, this is the whole breakdown from Hester Pierce. So I'll probably cover this in the second media for you guys, because I want it to be dedicated so that you guys can understand actually what is happening, because it's not good. It's not good at all. Okay. Also, too, I tweeted this out. I said the difference between Hester Pierce and the SEC. The SEC is making new rules about crypto and doesn't use the term crypto or digital asset once in the press release. Hester's statement does. So basically what the SEC is doing is they are being slick. They're being real sly over here. They're trying to change the rules and do different things, and really without being honest or transparent. If you go and you read that press release from the SEC announcing that the decision that was made in the open meeting didn't use crypto once or digital assets once, but that's exactly the sector they're talking about. Okay. So anyways, Hester Pierce responds and she just goes off, and we'll cover that in the second media piece. Okay. We'll do that. And then also too, I posted this for the Financial Services GOP. The SEC's final rule expanding the dealer definition is overly broad and risks harming market dynamics, particularly within the digital asset ecosystem. Lack of clarity and consideration for implementation changes exacerbates these issues, leaving market participants uncertain about their regulatory obligations and potentially disrupting markets. The SEC should reconsider its final rule to ensure market stability and efficiency while fostering innovation. I says, are you going to do something or continue to overrule to make choices for the underdogs in America regarding our money? Or is it just an election season? Because, I'm sick of it. And these are the red people. I'm sick of it. You guys are here saying, we don't like this. We don't like what you're doing. But where are you to stop them from doing it? You're not doing anything. Okay. And this is election season. So you're out here out the side of your neck. And it's upsetting because people are like, oh, well, it's all about who you vote for. Well, we voted these people in, but why aren't they doing anything to change? So really the argument of I'm going to vote, or, your vote matters. It doesn't. It really, really, really doesn't. Because what happens is these people will get put into power and they don't do their job. This is why term limits are important. This is why there should be some sort of checks and balances put into place. But there's not. These people get into office, they get into power, they make a good salary, they insider trade, and they just sit up there for all of eternity. And I'm sick of it. I'm honestly really, really sick of it, and you should be too. So, Mr. Financial Committee, whoever the hell you are, when are you going to do your job? When are you going to do your job? Because the SEC's out here being a mess and passing all these new rules, and what are you doing to stop them? Nothing. You're just tweeting. What am I doing to stop them? Well, I'm not in politics. I'm not a public servant. I make my money running my mouth about you guys and educating my audience. Ow. So there. Anyways, let's get into it. There's more stuff, honeys. All right, this story. This is crazy, okay? President of the Federal Bank of Minneapolis, Neil Kashkari, explains why he's skeptical of Bitcoin as a currency. Let's go ahead and watch this. Let's go ahead and watch this because I'm actually curious. And we got Corey Clipperson over there, and the big homie Ryan. But let's listen to this dude and see what he's on and on about. Because you know what? I've just about had it with their BS. So let's see what excuse they have going on today. Let's see it.
Can you explain your concern?
Yeah, so I travel around and I do talks like this. I do a lot in universities. And inevitably in the university context, there are a number of students who want to ask me about Bitcoin. And I always ask them, has anybody in this room ever bought something with Bitcoin? Not bought Bitcoin, bought something using Bitcoin as a currency. I mean, a sandwich, a computer, a book, anything.
Newegg, you can use Bitcoin.
Anything?
I've actually bought stuff with Bitcoin before also.
Anybody ever bought anything using Bitcoin as a currency? No.
Also, too, Mr. President of whatever, of the Fed. Actually, I'll just call you a Fed. But how can we use Bitcoin to buy things when the United States of America is not Bitcoin friendly? Because last time I checked, El Salvador is Bitcoin friendly. But I digress.
I've never met somebody who's bought something using Bitcoin as a currency. So I always ask, what problem is this trying to solve? Well, first I heard, well, it's an inflation hedge. Well, then when we had this big inflation spike, I said, darn it, we're going to make these Bitcoin guys feel like they were right. But then it turned out Bitcoin was a terrible inflation hedge. When we raised interest rates, Bitcoin got crushed.
Actually, it didn't. So when I look at my 401k from 2017, it's $40,000. Okay, it's down a lot. It hasn't moved. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6 years, $40,000 hasn't moved, or 50,000. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I can't touch it anyways. But my crypto portfolio is up. My Bitcoin portfolio is up like 6, 7 times. But I digress. But keep telling us. Because Bitcoin will appreciate in price. I feel very confident. And idiots like this talking makes me even more bullish on Bitcoin. It really, really does. Let's get back into it.
It's just another risky asset. So if you want to spend your money buying Beanie Babies or Pez dispensers or Bitcoin, knock yourself out, okay? But it's now been 10 plus years and no...
Yeah, okay, so that's it. I don't need to hear him anymore. And I apologize that the volume being low. That's what the recording is. It's very, very low. I can't really turn it up too high. I've got the desktop volume up pretty high. So... Pez dispensers or Beanie Babies. Those are, and I always like how they retort it to like things that are not even popular anymore. Bitcoin is different. Very, very, very different than those items. But they're scared because if they weren't scared, they would approve laws to integrate Bitcoin into the current system. Okay. Anyways, with that being said, it's insulting to hear these people talk. Like America, like think of it this way. This is the president of the Federal Reserve in whatever state he's in, but he's sitting and he's making fun of Bitcoin while interest rates are going up. Americans are suffering. People, auto loans and credit card debt is at all-time high since the Great Recession. The Great Recession occurred from 2007 to 2009 during the housing crash. But he's just sitting up talking about this instead of coming up with ways for people to make ends meet in the United States of America. And that's a type of behavior, and that really pisses me off, because instead of taking responsibility and be like, you know what, we effed up, let's fix it. Let's go ahead and shift blame to something else. Let's go ahead and trash something else because we're better. That's exactly what they're doing, and it's not right. He should be fired. But he won't be. What do you guys think about this, though? Do you think he's doing a good job? You think so? You think so? I want French fries right now, but I'm fat. I can't have them. All right, now MicroStrategy buys 37.2 million more Bitcoin ahead of the halving. Good for Micro Sailor. Good for Mr. Michael. We're so proud of you, baby. Aww. Back to Dodo, though. This ding dong over here. So you know, he said Bitcoin has no utility except for speculation. So does the US dollar. Just speculation. They need to cut rates as of a month ago. They needed to not raise them months and months ago. They all should have taken salary. You know what? Very simple. Okay. You want to know how to fix America? Go talk to the stay-at-home parents who manage the finances in their households. From the hood. Do that. I'll tell you why. People that grew up without a lot of money, that were able to manage the finances to keep their houses or their rentals or whatever it is while one parent worked, go talk to them. Go talk to them. Because they were able to balance their budgets on a very, very low income and make it work. So you go talk, most of them are women too, by the way, but it doesn't really matter. I don't care, whatever. Go talk to the person that was balancing the budgets during these crisis times. Let them help you. Because a very simple answer is that, you know, you stop sending money overseas, or you cut down. You cut down social programs that are not being used. You reduce salaries for public servants. You really kind of revamp your budget. And you use whatever tax dollar payers money coming in, and you don't spend a penny more. But again, people in America think it's okay to run on debt because they see rich people doing it, but they don't understand that these rich people are doing it, actually have the tangible assets to they have enough to liquidate and pay that off. Anyways, what do I know? I'm just somebody who was able to come from the absolute bottom, save, buy a house, sell that house, buy a bigger house that was in a nicer area. So I was safe and my daughter was safe. And we still live on a budget, but you know, I don't know anything at all. But yes, Mr. Michael Saylor buying all this, you know, Bitcoin. So the MicroStrategy now, they bought an additional 850 Bitcoin and they own 190,000 and it's 8.2 billion at current prices. And see, people see this, they're like, oh, wow, I want to be like Michael Saylor. You best believe that Michael Saylor, they're collateralizing that. They're doing all kinds of stuff with this. Okay. Anyways, let's get into the bankrupt firms, 3AC and BlockFi, because they're reaching a counterclaim settlement, but the details are sealed. BlockFi alleged that 3AC was in debt to them for 129 million. 3AC countered with claims that BlockFi owed them 280 million. So basically, because it's sealed, we might not know what's going on. But the judge approved the claim. BlockFi's insolvency is due to exposure in FTX, and the same with like Celsius and Voyager and a lot of that stuff. So it's going to be very interesting to see what actually happens in the remainder of these bankruptcy cases. But I don't really talk about them too much because it's so depressing and it's problematic. And the bankruptcy courts are full of it. Also, too, apparently you can get a fake ID online, which I don't recommend you do this. But this is scary, and it's AI generated. Or excuse me, they use AI neural network to generate realistic looking fake IDs. And that's scary. Very, very scary. And this is why when it comes to AI, I'm kind of on the fence about it. And the reason why I'm on the fence is because I'm like sitting here, I'm like, well, should we, like, what do we do with AI? And we talked about it on the show yesterday. It's like, we need to come up with a happy medium because stuff like this is kind of scary. But, you know, who cares? Who cares? Okay. Now let's get into the next story, my beautiful boys and girls. Let's take a look. This is from, Aha, our favorite person, Mr. Powell. Oh, dear. Commercial real estate, a manageable problem, but some banks will close. So basically, Powell predicts that more small banks will close or merge due to commercial real estate weakness. He said the problem is ultimately manageable. These were the first comments he made about the industry following a new turmoil with stocks and multiple banks. He doesn't think there'll be a repeat of the 2008 crash. So he went on record at 60 minutes and said, 30 years, we're going to have a complete crisis. What we're doing now is good for the short term, but not in the long term. So if it's not good in the long term, or we're going to have a complete crisis, it's not good in the short term either. It is good in the short term because you're still in power, you're still getting a check while millions and millions of Americans are struggling. So it's good for you and your people, but it's not good for us, okay? And now saying that it's a manageable problem, that we're going to have a real estate issue and that the banks are going to, smaller banks are going to close, that's a problem. Because when you have, because that's a complete opposite of capitalism. Before you get mad about capitalism, talking about non-corporate capitalism is a complete different. You want to have options. You want to have competition. You want to be able to have access to different banks, because these banks, especially the small ones, are competing with each other. So you might get a bonus for opening a checking account, or you might get a lower credit card rate. I don't know. But you want to be able to have options. You don't want to just have to use Chase, Wells Fargo, and whatever the other big one. You don't want to have to do that. You want to have options. So with all these small banks closing, you know what that really means? The small businesses that hold funds there, they're going to get reamed. And some of you are like, well, Wendy, we have the $250,000 FDIC insurance. Some small businesses need to keep more cash in their bank accounts for payroll and different things. So those companies are going to end up closing because of the crap that's happening now. Mark my words. And if you're like, oh, they've got money. When you're a business owner, you don't have money in most cases, okay? You have payroll, you have different bills you have to pay. Okay? So just because you have $1 million, you're a small business and you have $1 million in a bank account, doesn't mean you're rich. Okay? Or you have $10 million. Doesn't mean you're rich. There's a lot of overhead. There's taxes. There's attorneys. There's CPAs. There's, in California, if you look at all the different payroll things you have to make, there's insane things that have to be done. Okay? You should want to cheer on people to have a lot of money in savings, small businesses, so that they can keep their pay, so they can keep people employed. Okay? So this is catastrophic, and this is just disgusting. And if you disagree with me, I don't know what to tell you, but you should be scared. Someone said Polygon is my worst stablecoin. Leave my Polygon alone. Don't fund my bags. So I don't know. I got a problem with that, but what do I know? All right, next. This is what the remember when I told y'all when they want to pass these new laws and stuff, and remember when they had the Inflation Reduction Act that went live? Remember that one? And they had all this global warming stuff in there. Well, take a look at this. This is the border policy one. Okay. This is for border policy. So basically, and it's from Vivek, how money would be allocated in billions for the border policy. And this is from US Today. So again, take it with a grain of salt. But really, US border, 20.2 billion. And look at all the other places that it's going to go. One country, two country, Love to see it. So Americans suffer. That's okay, though. This is why I tell you guys to really do due diligence on stuff. It's just horrible. Also, too, this is funny. I want to play it for you because I like it. It's ridiculous. And this is me in the morning when I come into crypto Twitter and I come to YouTube.
She said the order number comes on Tuesday. I'm reading right here.
This is so funny. Look at this guy.
No, I'm just checking the emails now. Siri, open Gmail. Okay, I see it here. No, she said the order number comes on Tuesday.
That's how some of y'all are going to look with your Apple Pro Vision on. And again, I don't have an issue with it. It's $3,500. I can't afford that right now. I don't want to afford it right now. I have no problem with the advancement of technology, but I'm telling you right now, this will further destroy nuclear families. But I digress. What do I know? Anyways, y'all. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a space I got to get on with killer whales, and Bitcoin is pumping. Everything is doing well. And I am so blessed to be here with you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for supporting the show. At 3:30 p.m. PST, I'm going to give you an update on the new SEC things that they're going to do. So watch for that. And I will catch you beautiful, intelligent humans soon, and go do something nice for somebody. Oh. Bye-bye. All right. Thank you guys so much for being with me. We are not flooded in California right now. There's no XRP.